Hey, welcome all. Wardrobe here. I'll get back to World War II. Don't worry. Um, so, the inaugural season, the 1982 inaugural season of the TBFL, the Totally Bitchin' Football League, is complete. And I decided not to film the last 2 weeks' games of the week because I just wanted to finish it. I was excited. I rolled, and I think, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I do wish I would have at least played my very last game of the week live because it was crazy. Well, like they say, always be recording. As we say on Not Jay's channel, always be recording. Let me real quick go over the last 2 weeks of the year. We'll talk about the last, the kind of the final thoughts of it, of my first full 18 league, 14 game each season of Fast Drive football. Let's talk about week 13 and 14. So looking at the thing here. We'll just start out with the top. So Ryan Showboats are the newly crowned and inaugural. They'll never lose that title of the inaugurally crowned Righteous Cup winners of the TBFL. So no one can ever take that away from them. The funny thing is this. They went into the last 2 games 10-2, looking to just totally. I think. Let me think about this. Yes, there was a chance. No, they were. I think it was pretty much in the bag. They had it. That's right. After that week 12 matchup when Ryan beat Austin 24-13, they won it. So they won the Righteous Cup. No one could catch them. Muncie could have gone the same record, but they wouldn't have tied him because the away points were more, and the away points were more. They would have been tied in away points, but the total point differential of at this point 100-10 would have put Ryan in the lead. So Ryan was the crowned champions. Well, I guess they flew back to Ryan because what happened is they won that game in Austin. So that gave them 3 more points for away points, really solidifying that. And then, of course, they just got their more points. So they went back to Ryan and partied hard. Why do I know this? Because in week 13, they lost to Muncie, who I think might become their rivals. I was starting to try to think of who are people's rivals. And that's going to take a little bit more time and thought on that. But let me just tell you, Muncie beat Ryan twice. So for sure, for Muncie, Ryan is a rival because Muncie beat them twice and Ryan wins out on the championship. I think that is pretty awesome, right? I mean, what a perfect thing to say there. It's like, what? Are you serious? I've got another one like that too. That is also interesting. But there may be more, but I know of 2. So Muncie beat Ryan twice, and yet Ryan wins the Righteous Cup. But close. Look at this. 10-4 record, 9-5 at the end. But let's go over the rest of the game. So Muncie rolls into Ryan and beats them 23-21. So they barely edged it out. And that gave Muncie those 15 points they needed, but it wasn't going to matter for the Righteous Cup. Now, I'm still considering giving the second and third place maybe an extra franchise point to take into the new season. But I'm going to do all that, kind of understand all that. And then when I come back and talk about the 1983 season, I'll kind of go over what I determined in the off season. Week 13, Tulsa beat Milwaukee at home. So Tulsa beat Milwaukee at home, making it 24-20. That meant going. We'll go over the rest of the results and tell you what that meant. And then Shreveport lost to Akron 14-38 at Akron. So let's talk about Akron real quick. So Akron in the first 5 games went 4-1. The next 5 games went 0-5. The next 4 games, 4-0. Their fans are like, what the heck? And so they ended up in 3rd place. They were in 1st place for the first 4 games at 4-0. Then they just crawled down at that 0-5 run, and then they crawled back up to 3rd place, which might get them another point, something they wouldn't have got. So I like having, if I'm able to do something for the 2 and 3 team like that, it just makes it more of a battle longer in the season, which is cool, just like on the bottom that we'll talk about. So that was pretty cool. Like, what could Akron have done? Like, what happened in the middle of their season? Did someone get injured? Was there turmoil in the locker room? You just make up a story. It's awesome. So that was pretty cool. And then finally, the game of the week in week 13 was Austin traveling into San Francisco. San Francisco, they'd been at the bottom pretty much the entire season. Their home record at the time was 1-5. Austin was that team that had not yet won a home or an away game. So they were 0-5 let me look here. Yeah, they were 0-5 away. Austin rolls in there and wins, not handily. I did play that one out, but 17-3. And so they won their first and only away game, it turns out. And well, they end up going 1-6. San Francisco again lost. So this made it so that San Francisco's loss and Milwaukee's loss meant that it was going to be a battle to see who would get last place. So San Francisco had to win, and I believe Milwaukee had to lose. Oh, let me look here. Yes, because San Francisco had 6 points. So Milwaukee had no more away games. So San Francisco had to win, and it was very close because then San Francisco had 6 away points. So they went 3-4 on the road for being in last place. They did pretty well on the road considering. I mean, they had the third best record, honestly. There are 2 teams 5-2. We'll go into that. Okay, so anyway, so then going into the last week, I made San Francisco Rhine the game of the week. We'll talk about that in just a minute. You can see the score. Shreveport went into Milwaukee and beat Milwaukee. So I play all those instant play games first. Those are the instant play games. 24-10. So Milwaukee moved to 4-10. San Francisco, all they had to do was win the game. But they were playing the best team in the league. Now, Ryan had lost that week before, but I thought, okay, Ryan's going to come back and, show their true colors here. And San Francisco will show their true colors. Anyway, so Milwaukee, by losing at home, that hurt him. Shreveport just got him into the kind of middle tier, so not much happening for them. Made him a 50% team, 21 points. Minus 16-point differential, 5-2 record at home, which is pretty good. 2-5 away, not so great. So we'll go over the preseason rankings. So then Austin went into Muncie, and Austin had been doing well coming back, but they lost 17-34. So Muncie was doing all they could to get into that first place, get as high as they could. So they went 9-5. They finished their season strong, winning 2 games in a row. 3 games in a row. So going 3-0 or 3-1 in the last 4 games. So Muncie did well. They ended up 9-5. And then Akron into Tulsa, and Akron won. So Akron just did what they needed to do to go 4-0 in the final stretch. Tulsa down 6-0, down with 6 points, ending them up in 4th place. So the game of the week. The game of the week. All right, so here's how it went. I'm just going to read you the drive summaries. Starting with San Francisco, it went punt, fumble, punt, and then San Francisco gets a TD pass, and then Ryan a field goal. Then San Francisco in the first quarter of TD pass. So it's 14-3. I'm like, what is happening here? Now, remember, San Francisco was supposed to be the 3rd-ranked team in the preseason, so they were supposed to be good, I thought. Second quarter, starting with Ryan, interception, TD run San Francisco, making it 21-3. Field goal by Ryan, fumble by San Francisco, and end of half for Ryan. So the halftime score was 21-6. I'm like, dang, this is not looking good. I haven't really seen many comebacks in this, not by that far. Ryan starts the second half with a fumble, and then punt, fumble, TD pass by San Francisco, making it 20. TD pass, making it 20. Oh, and then they missed the extra point, so 27-6. Then Ryan got a field goal. Then San Francisco got a field goal. Then Ryan got a field goal. So the third quarter ended in 30-12. They were unable to, they couldn't make it happen. Since San Francisco punt, Ryan TD run extra point, 30-19. San Francisco just said, okay, fine, we'll score again. Field goal, 33-19. Ryan gets the ball, fumble. It's pretty much over, except for San Francisco says, well, you know what? In your face, and score the highest game of the week score by scoring another touchdown right at the end of the game, 40-19. Wow. So 40-19. I mean, that's a shellacking. So, but it didn't matter. So the game was at Ryan. So they traveled all the way from San Francisco to Ryan, Germany, and beat him 40-19. I think Ryan pretty much, who knows? Maybe they were putting out their star players so they didn't get injured for the next season. Who knows what happened? but it was a disaster. But that was the cool, fun thing at the end. San Francisco jumps Milwaukee and does not end the game in last place. Remember, I keep talking about that 7th place team might get the benefits of being in last place, and that last place team may not get anything, just to kind of show the beginning of what relegation will be like, because I'm definitely going to do that. So let's look at the go from the bottom up. So the Milwaukee Triangles, who were preseason 5, end up the season 4-10. No ties in any of the games. So 12 points, 272 points for, 322 against, with a negative 50-point differential. They were 3-4 at home, 1-6 away, just 3 away points. San Francisco Colts, they are number 7th team. They were supposed to be the number 3 team, 4-10 as well. 256 for, 324 against. Austin Maroons were the preseason 7, so they did one better than they did. 6-8, 18 points, 230 points for, 267 with a negative 37 points differential. 5-2 home, 1-6 away. They were terrible away. That really hurt them from getting that. It's interesting that happened. Shreveport Commandos were the 5th place team. They were supposed to be 8, so they showed very well for themselves, going 50%, 21 points, 297 for, 313 against, negative 16-point differential. Again, 5-2 at home, away 2-5. Tulsa Ravens, supposed to be the preseason 4th. They ended up the 4th, so that's kind of cool. I will say real quick, the 4. So they were 8-6. 309 for, 292 against, so 17 plus point differential. 4-3 at home, 4-3 away. So nothing fantastic. Did what they had to do. Akron Gators, that up and down team, 8-6, 24 points, 304, 260 with a 44-point differential. 2nd place in that. 4-3 and 4-3, 12. So if it did matter, Akron did jump Tulsa in that because of their point differential. Finally, the Muncie Explosion, preseason 2, ended up 9-5, 27 points, 350, 254, 240 against, with a 10-point differential. So the lowest, I'll go into that. Anyway, 4-3, 5-2 away, so they had a better away record. So I gave them 15 points. And finally, Rhine Showboats, 10-4, 30 points, 336, 236. So a point differential of an amazing 100. It's a couple of their roles for their fast play games got them a lot of points. So they had a 30-0 win at one point. So they had another 30 to very low score. So that was kind of cool. So they end up the Righteous Cup champions. So let's talk about a couple things about kind of the point differential champion. So the most productive team, meaning both most production defense and offense, was, of course, Rhine with that 100. The worst being the San Francisco Colts at negative 68. The best offense, just going by points because that's all the stats I keep track of, was 336 yards, which is plus 27 over the next highest one, which happened to be the Tulsa Ravens. So in 4th place, they had a lot of points, but they just couldn't keep the points off the board. The best defense, of course, was Rhine with 236, as we talked about. They were only plus 4 over the next highest, which was the Muncie Explosion at 240. The worst differential, I already talked about that. The worst offense was Austin at 230. So, that hurt him, and that probably had a lot to do with those away losses. But 230, and they were 20 away from the next highest one, which would have been the Muncie Explosion, which I find that fascinating. The Muncie Explosion only produced 250, but their defense was so crushing that, 240. So good defense, wins games sometimes. And then the best defense, worst defense, San Francisco Colts, but only by a -2, down by 2. So that they allowed 324. The next one was the Milwaukee Triangles at 322. So they were barely the worst, but they won the games they needed to. Now, a couple fun things. Like I said, Muncie beat Rhine twice. Milwaukee beat San Francisco twice. So the two teams that beat teams twice. Now, again, I can go through there and see if I see others like that. The team ended up better than them. And I think that qualifies for a rivalry, at least for those down teams. I guarantee Muncie will be chasing Rhine. Milwaukee will be going after San Francisco, but Milwaukee and San Francisco, they're going to have to up their game because next year there will be relegation. And I will only send one team down. That would be Milwaukee. I don't know. Maybe I should consider 2. I know that's what one of the channels I watch is doing 2, and I think he has 18. He's doing So I'm going to stick with one right now, but we'll see. Okay, so that's all I really want to talk about as far as the records. It was great. I had a hoot. I had a really fun time doing that. I did not do the final stats. At some point during the season, I was concerned that the instant play games were too advantageous to the home teams. But remember, I'll have to try. I'll have to do the stat crunching here and see about that. But last time I checked, it was a little better than 70 versus 64% or something like that. It actually was more advantageous to the home team for the actual play. So really fun. Had a great time. So I'm going to add 8 more teams to the TBFL League B. I don't know. The Gag Me with the Spoon League. I don't know what to call it. I'm going to call it TBFL League B. But right now we know that Fort Wayne, Indiana, Wichita, Kansas, Boston, Mass, and Nashville, Tennessee will have teams. So the commissioner, the league office has to go and get their quotes or their proposals from the other cities and see what they can get. And I also still want to think of a way to make those teams just one notch lower than maybe I don't have to do that. I don't know. So we'll see. I just think, they get less money, they get much less revenue. So I don't know. You want it so that at least the bottom 4-5 teams on that other league really don't stand a chance against the top 5 teams on this league. I think you kind of want to make it a wide separation there, but not sure how to go about doing that. I might only give franchise points to a select few, like a random drawing who gets them. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I just had a great time. I would suggest if you like creating like leagues, if you want to replay some leagues, they have so many football, XFL, USFL, college. I would get Fast Drive Football and make a donation to your charity choice. I need to do that. I need to figure out which one I want to do and kind of put them as the official sponsor of the league here. But had a good time. I really want to turn around and do it again, but it's going to take me probably a couple hours to build the new league and do the off season for this league, I'm guessing. I did come up with logos. Oh, and I don't think I have those here. Shoot, they're all down on my phone and I don't have them up here. But I'm excited because I got logos for these teams. I just went to some website free logo. I tried 80s logo and couldn't really find that well. So they're just kind of modern looking logos, but it's all right. I'm excited about them. I look forward to revealing those the next the season 2 1983 season. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. I've been on here a while, so we'll let you go and we'll look at you. Hopefully, there's a few of us that mainly do war games, and we were kind of getting all excited about this, and someone else started playing, and someone said, "Man, this league's gonna be default. We're gonna forget we even played this game in 4 months," which could still happen. I hope not, because I did have fun. Maybe what I need to do is just kind of do my off-season stuff and then kind of let it sit for a while so that I can, like I don't want to get burned out on it because I had a blast and it's kind of fun to come to. And maybe not play my season so fast. That's probably what I really need to do. Have like discipline. How about if I played 2 weeks a week? So then it would take me. Plus, I think I'll do the next league down, all instant play games, unless I have like a second tier one, like there's a battle for second to go up and to be promoted. And if there's a battle for that, I'd do that. Definitely play that game out at the end of the season. Anyway, that's that. Thanks all. You guys are great. Subscribe, bell, click, comment, all that stuff, and subscribe in the doobie, whatever. All right, it's been great. And let me get to the end broadcast, and we'll see y'all. Keep rolling dice.